Jewish mom, so I'm really, really excited today to be hosting a long-time mentor and teacher of mine, whom I've actually never, we've spoken on the phone in the past, but I've never actually met you I guess in Zoom as much as we're meeting nowadays. So it's really an honor for me to have you. I know that you have an incredible life story. And you have an incredible program to tell us about the Power Series, which I did. I think I've done all of your classes. I would like to do them all again. I feel like you are like an endless spring of wisdom and deep inspiration. And so really, it's just an honor for me to be here with you today. Okay, so Dina is an international teacher and mentor of thousands of women around the world. She's been so for over 20 years now, inspiring and empowering women to be their very best selves in whatever role they find themselves in, and helping them to lead rewarding and fulfilling lives. And Dina created the Dina Friedman Academy, where people have access to all her programs and products to support them on their journey. She's a certified life coach and a trained Demartini Method facilitator, as well as an NLP practitioner. She runs a private coaching practice in Bet Shemesh, where she says she gets to meet the most incredible people and has the privilege of partnering with them on their life journey. Her deepest passion is to help people achieve their dreams in the easiest and fastest way possible. Great. Okay, so can you tell me, so you were born in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, well, first, let me just say hello to you, Hannah Jenny. It's such a joy to be here today. And thank you for your kind introduction. And it is so nice to be able to connect with your audience. And I just want to say that I value and admire the work that you're doing out there in the world, helping Jewish moms around the world. It is such an important role. We need it. We need you. We need the work that you're doing. And so thank you for giving me an opportunity to be a little part of this.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, originally from Melbourne, yeah. But that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
More years here in Eretz
you grew
Israel.
You grew up in a family of Belzer Hasidim in Melbourne?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And your husband's also from there?
Yeah, we went together back in the day. So yeah, we grew up together in the same community, had the same life experiences, you could say. Mm-hmm. And then we got married and left Melbourne pretty soon after we got married. And we've been here in Eretz Israel for just under 30 years.
Wow. Wow. So can you tell me, so basically, how did you go from being, Dina Friedman of Melbourne now to being this, I don't mean to embarrass you, but this world famous lecturer, teacher? Can you tell me a bit about your personal journey? How did you go from being Dina Friedman to the Dina Friedman's Academy?
Well, I wasn't Dina Friedman back in Melbourne. That's after I got married.
What's your maiden name?
Fogel.
Fogel, yeah.
Yeah. So how did I don't really see it. I mean, that's the result that you're seeing on the outside, but basically I just lived my life, and today I know how to put words to it. It was like on my journey, I'm inspired to turn all of my pain into power. I don't think of it as pain anymore. It was always just lessons, life lessons that I then, I think of myself as a student of life. We all, if we tap into that. And then it's just like whatever experiences I went through, the lessons I learned, the transformations I went through, the empowerment that I achieved as a result of that. And I just always wanted to pay it forward. It gave meaning, like even when I'm going through challenges, and I'm currently going through a challenge in my life, but whenever I'm going through challenges, I always know that it's going to teach me something, make me bigger and better. And the thing that keeps me grounded and present and gives me the strength to deal with whatever I'm dealing with is the knowledge that I could pass this on to other people and make their life easier for them. Maybe that's even been my purpose all along, who knows? But every single one of my programs, I have 5 official programs that I give besides for the coaching and what I do. Every program has a story. probably a story of pain that then
Wow.
translated into life lessons. And that just gives purpose to everything that I experience and everything that I do. So that's how I get here. And I
Wow.
get it because all of us, on the inside, we're all the same. We all deeply want to be loved, acknowledged, appreciated, accepted for who we are. We all want to feel like our life has meaning and purpose. And I think from that place, we're all united and we all share. We're all equal in that. So probably because of that, when I come out and I share what I share, it attracts many people because I'm sharing from a deeply authentic, heartfelt space of the truth of my experiences that I assume everyone else is having in their own form. But we're all sharing the same struggles and trying to figure them out. And if I could make life and that journey easier for any woman out there, then my life has been worth living. That's
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
So I have to just say that this is what I admire and love the most about you is that, everyone goes through challenges but I feel like you've really so taken them like head on and then you grow from them in this amazing way, like doing like the different tools, the work that you're working, like the work that you're doing at any given time. And then you're developing and then you're spreading it out. And through your authentic life work, you're inspiring thousands of women. It's really, I find it amazing.
Yeah. I don't think I have a choice about it. I either do this or I don't survive. So this is what I do. And
Wow.
it's
Wow.
an honor. It's an honor. And the truth is I feel like Hashem is just teaching me. Like that's what it is. He's teaching me. And so then I just move those lessons forward.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a strange question. So
Okay, go
are
for
you
it.
are you a little bit nervous because it's like you get a challenge and then there's so much benefit to the world from it. Are you a little bit worried that then you're going to get more challenges or?
Oh, I don't, I have been through and I like to think succeeded at managing my challenges so well. I'm not so scared of them anymore.
Wow.
Probably there will be more challenges. It's fine. I could do them. I don't like to be challenged, but the truth is that side by side with all my challenges, my life is so full of blessings. And that's what Power Series is about. And so I choose to hang out in my blessings as I allow the challenges to do the teaching. And then those challenges are another form of blessing. But would more challenges come? I assume they will.
Yeah. I guess that's par for the course.
Yeah, but I give my participants perspective on that because everyone's afraid of when's the next thing going to happen, and it's not the point of life. It's one of the things that happen in life, but it's not the point of life. And I truly believe Hashem wants us to feel secure and safe in his embrace and in this life journey. And the more we are feeling secure and safe, the more strength we have to deal with whatever we've been given to work through. So
Right.
yeah.
I don't remember which of the many courses I've taken of yours that you mentioned that you had a specifically painful life challenge, that you had a miscarriage, or you had 2 miscarriages.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
remember.
today those are paled by comparison to some other stuff I've had to work through. But back then I had no tools. And I lost 2 pregnancies, one after the other, when I was like 20 weeks, both of them.
Wow.
They didn't know why it was happening. And I didn't know if I was ever going to have more children. And
how many children did you have then?
I had 6 kids then and had never had problems before. But I was anticipating a really large family. It was very high value for me. And what happened from that was that because I had no tools how to process it and I didn't know what, I didn't know how to master my mind around it, I actually went into a depression. And that was a very serious struggle, probably harder than the loss of the pregnancies. And but in the process, I had a conviction about this, that I am going to heal myself. And when I heal myself, I'm going to learn the steps by which we can heal and create more emotional and mental well-being. And then I'm going to teach that forward. So that kept me going in my darkest hours. I kept saying, okay, what tools are available to me? What else do I need to learn? What else do I need to master? And from that, I created the Mastery series, just reclaiming my emotional and mental health from that experience. And probably that was the first time that I really deeply learned that challenges are not bad, because I would never trade that in for anything. When you really get the juice, the gold, the gift out of the challenge, you're grateful that you had it. And so
Wow.
I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I just want to say, I don't mean to keep on giving plug after plug, but I feel like these mastery series, I did each one. I think I did each one at least once and maybe twice. I didn't maybe some of them. And I feel like these are things that you could do 100 times. I could listen to these 100 times over. There's just like endless like depth in them. So, okay. But the reason that we're here is because we want to talk about the Power Series. You're starting a new Power, every year you do one live course, right? The rest are,
That's right.
are recordings.
So the rest of packages, you can purchase them and follow them. They're self-learning and you can follow them at your own pace. But this I give live. I am so passionate about it that I can't give it up, giving it live. Like I just, every time I say the same things again, I just light up. And I just want to inspire people and imbue them with the energy of abundance. That is the base of the course. It's just, how do you access abundance in life? So that's what's so interesting, because we're talking about challenges, but it's so not my focus. There's one part of my life and I deal with it, but my total focus is being present and tapping into the abundance that's available to us. And when I talk about abundance, first of all, my definition for abundance is the feeling of being in life that all my needs and desires will be provided for. And I could say at this point, even before I'm aware that I need them. Like think of through life like that. Yeah. And so, that's what I want to give over to people. People should feel safe and secure and open-hearted and anticipating the tomorrow. Mm-hmm. On recognizing that this is the truth about life, that life is abundant. And so it's not, many people think about abundance as maybe financial abundance or wealth. That's certainly one of it. And I wish it for all Jewish families. We need it. But it's also about love abundance. It's also about health abundance. It's also about time abundance. Time abundance is the feeling that there is enough time to support me to get to do everything I want to do at a pace and vibration and style that matches who I am. Some people are fast paced, but some people are not. Some people are more contemplative kind of people, and they need time. And, when we're raising families, there's so many demands on us that often your day just looks like a big to-do list. And you get up in the morning to another to-do list and you can barely cross it all off. And the next day's another to-do list until eventually you don't feel like waking up in the morning. All the joy and quality of life has been zapped out and replaced with a to-do list. And that's not, you want to wake up and just feel grateful and excited that there's another day. And on Power Series, I teach you how to access time abundance, but that's what the experience feels like.
Yeah.
It
reminds me of this wonderful book about Penny Machlis that Sarah Yocheved Rigler wrote, called, I think, of Love, Emunah, and Chicken Soup. I always get the she lived in this very small apartment with 14 kids, and she was nonstop busy, and she'd say it over to herself over and over. I have all the time, all the space, all the money I need. It was something like that, just kind of reminding herself of the the potential shefa that exists for her. So I would love to hear, could you share the story that inspired, the challenge that inspired the Power Series?
Yeah, that was a challenge that many people share. It wasn't one of those major difficult challenges. It's a challenge nonetheless, meaning, at the point, this is going back 15 years. I was a mom of 8 kids at the time. We'd outgrown our apartment. And especially coming from Chutz La'aretz, where we lived in really big houses, it was a specific challenge to me, and also for my spirit, because the kind of person that I am is that I need space to really access and be in an optimum well-being. I also need beauty that opens my heart, and it just makes me feel beautiful, and it makes me offer my services from a place of beauty, which opens other people's hearts. I always think of the Beis HaMikdash, that it was the most beautiful structure in the world, and people could see it from a distance, because as they would see that beautiful structure, their hearts would start to open. Wow. And when hearts open, we connect to Hashem. And so beauty does that for me. It's very, very spiritual. And our living conditions was everything but space. it was relatively okay, but for real beauty, or at least in the style that speaks to my spirit, it was not. The noise that was going on there was not for my spirit. And, and I had this deep, deep desire to have a house that supported all my needs, my need for space, my need for nature and connection and quiet, and my need for beauty. And that was, fast forward a few years later, today I live in my dream house. And not to sound like I'm boasting, but just so that you get a feel of it, I actually live in a house that has 7 bedrooms, big dining room, big kitchen, huge garden that is just beautiful. And we live on the border of Bet Shemesh, so out the back by me, there's just nature, and I could just walk out and feel like I've stepped into the country. In the front, I'm in the city. In the back, I'm in the country. I live next to my community, but I live in my own space. And when I think about manifestation, when the odds are stacked against you and you end up with your dream, that's like you see the extent of the miracle of that. And I started to ask myself questions in the same way that I ask myself questions when I'm going through a challenge. I was like, how does this happen for me? So just to get the odds stacked against me, we didn't have any money. We're a Kollel family. We're still Baruch Hashem, my husband's sitting and learning. No money, Kollel family. The kind of house that I needed was just not in the horizon, not where I lived. It wasn't even available. Even if I had the money, that was not the kind of, availability in the hub of Yerushalayim. It wasn't an option. But I stayed with my desire and it manifested. And so I asked myself, 1 second, so what happened here? Is there a formula to this? Like that I get this result? My house is totally my spirit in every single way. And when I built it, I decided that I'm going to honor everything and not look at money. And so I custom designed the house and custom designed the furnishings and the decorations and everything without looking at money at the time. And money just kept pouring in. And it poured in at a time. And again, like I said, when the odds are stacked against you, it was the year of the recession.
Wow.
And my biggest signups to my program, I don't even know how it happened. Just money just kept showing up. And so I asked myself, is there a formula to this? Like, and I was thinking like, did I just get lucky? No, I don't think so. Did Hashem pick me? Am I better? Absolutely not. I think play favorites with anyone. That wasn't the answer. I'm not better than other people. I strive to be my best, but I'm a human being with all of my shortcomings and whatever it is, I sometimes end up upsetting people. I don't want to do that, but I'm like everyone else, we're in relationships, we do, and just human beings as we are. So that didn't put me ahead of anyone. So it didn't happen because of that. I'm like, so what happened here? And I decided to really check in and see what part and role did I play in this, And from there, I discovered like what I would call the 5 secrets to manifestation. And I recognized that there's a formula which I went on to duplicate over and over and over again with similar results. And so I've had other awesome blessings in my life, but they're done consciously. It's not like, for many people, they kind of feel like life is happenstance. I'll either luck out, I'll have money, or I won't have money. I'll be healthy, or I won't be healthy. I'll have a house, or I won't have a house. And I'm like, actually, there's a formula. Like I like to tell people, Hashem did not drop us in this world to be crashed about by the waves of life without oars and a motor to get us from one side to the other side. Yeah. And it's like, so what are your oars? What is that motor? And that's what I set out on figuring out. And this is what I teach on Power Series. And so there's that formula, but also what I call the 5 koiches that we have been given. These are your oars or your tools to navigate your way across this ocean of life.
Are these the same as the 5 secrets?
Well, not really. The 5 secrets was the very diluted version of what I recognized happened. Because when I manifested the house, it wasn't conscious. Like I didn't know the steps that I was following. Hashem was probably guiding me and teaching me like he always does. And I got the result, but I wanted to have it as a conscious tool, not just like, oh, so what do we do? We don't have any money. So what do we do? I don't know. We daven, it'll either happen or it won't kind of thing. Like instead of being a victim of life or a victim to circumstances, there is a roadmap. And that's what I put together for the Power Series. And I'm so.
But I just want to say, I'm sure everyone else is very, very curious. Like, oh, I want to listen to this. So Dina's going to give us just a little taste of it, but she actually gave a free shiur this week on Zoom. So I'm going to be in the description. You can find the link to the whole to get like a real solid sneak preview of the Power Series. Like, is it an hour long or a half hour long?
Yeah, it's a bit interactive, so it takes about an hour. But there I share the 5 secrets, the 5 secret formula, and I share the 5 koiches, and I share the specific challenges we have with those koiches. And Power Series teaches you how to overcome those challenges, because every koich has conditions that make it work, and we all have challenges with those conditions. So just to give you an example, like tefillah, we're all being taught the power of tefillah, but so many people have lost connection to it, because they will tell me, I have davened so many times for something and I didn't get the results. And so now I'm half-hearted. I mean, I daven because you're supposed to, but I don't feel connected. I don't feel connected that I'm being heard. I don't feel connected that I'm being answered, because if you don't get the results, then you feel like, oh, okay, Hashem didn't hear me, or like people like to say, he said no, which I talk about what that is and the inaccuracy of it, but that's not for here.
Or also I see for myself, like, I don't want to be disappointed. I daven, but I don't daven too hard, because
that's right. Oh, I love your authenticity. Yes. Yeah, that's what happens.
So, I have a good teacher.
Thank you. But that's what I zoom in on each. So koach tefillah is one of the koiches we've been given. I also know when to use that, because sometimes you're meant to be using another koach and people get confused and they don't know. So I show you the challenges each koach has, and Power Series has 35 processes on it. Hannah Jenny, I counted today because you told me to share process, and I was like well, there's 35 processes. Which one should I share? But there's 35 processes that I give you that actually move you away from those challenges, back into your power, give you the auras back in your hand, and get you going again in the direction you want to go in. So yeah, you could manifest literally anything you sincerely desire. You could absolutely manifest that. You could manifest your ideal house. You could manifest money. You could manifest time, like I said, relationships that are meaningful, your ideal job. There's no end to the list. And hundreds and hundreds of people have taken the program with awesome results. And I just want to say that I learned the most precisely for the things that didn't come through for me. So like, it's nice to say, okay, I manifested my house and here it is, and here's what I learned. But then there were things that I went on to try to manifest in my life and they didn't show up. So I did the same thing that I always do. I asked some really powerful questions. I wonder what's going on here. Yeah. And then I learned all the principles, if you wish, that block us from manifesting. And I teach that. And so either way, you're going to be okay, whether you manifest or whether you don't manifest. You're going to understand what's happening for you. And
when you use the word manifest, you mean achieve what you want?
Yes, you could say it that way. But then it kind of sounds like, okay, you've goals and I'm going to teach you how to achieve your goals. And it's a very kind of thing.
Right. What does this verb mean?
It's an outcome. I'll tell you what it means. Yeah. It's an outcome where you are actively participating in the creation of the outcome that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. So if you say you want to achieve your goals and you say, okay, I want my ideal house, if you dare to dream big and honor everything you want, and I want my ideal house, then it's kind of like, okay, so what action steps do I take? And it's not that. Actually, 90% of the work is the inner work that we do. It's how to position yourself in such a way that it is going to have to be the outcome. That's the station. It is the outcome of who you are, which leads me to really important thing here. And that is that, it's really nice to get what you want on the outside. So you got your house and you got your ideal job and whatever else it is that you're looking for. But I don't see that as the point. I just see that as the outcome of the journey you have made and who you've grown into. Because every time we grow, and we do this inner work and we transform ourselves, we grow ourselves, we expand ourselves, there's going to be a new outcome that must result from that. Mm-hmm. So manifestation is the evidence of who I've become, who I've stepped into to become. To have something on the outside, you've got to become something first on the inside. So does that answer the question on what manifestation means? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Reminds me how they always say "Litkalel," like to daven is
That's
like
right.
practice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when someone tells me they manifested something, what I'm watching and observing is they've grown into something.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so can you give us a taste of one of your favorite tools from the Power Series?
Favorite is impossible to say. They're all my favorite. That's why I'm totally passionate about sharing them. But I will tell you a principle, okay? Because each of these koichas come with principles. So I'll start out by sharing a principle with you, and then I'll give you a very easy process to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but it's the easiest one to go to. It's extremely powerful, and the results are like almost immediate. So I talk about there's your life direction desire. These are your bigger desires that people have, and there's daily desires. By the way, just everyone needs to be aware, we are constantly moving from one desire to another, whether you're acknowledging it or not. That is what we're doing.
We're constantly moving from what to another, from what did you say?
One desire to another. Okay, let's say just getting up in the morning and getting your kids out of the house. You have a desire there, right? You have a desire to mother them and prepare them and let them get out of the house. You might not have called that a desire. You might call it part of your to-do list, but it is a desire, right? And that's all. So these are called your daily desires. And then there are your life direction desires. Like your ideal job is not just for the day. It's a life direction desire. So one of the things that happens with our desires is that sometimes we say we want something, but in fact, we are conflicted about it. A part of us wants it and a part of us doesn't want it. Now, when we have, and I call that split energy, okay? I want and I don't want. When we have split energy, we compromise the results, we slow down the speed in which we travel towards the manifestation of it. Because it's kind of like, think of it like this. So I want this is like putting your foot on the gas. Let's move forward in that direction. But the part of you that says, I don't want this is putting your foot on the brakes. Try traveling that, right? That's split energy. So
it's like you're a bumper car.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, by the way. You take one step forward and then you're pushed back, and you're another step forward and you're pushed back. And so that's clearly going to affect your results or what you're trying to manifest. And so one of the easiest ways to resolve your split energy so that you get your results, you get your ideal results, not just half kind of results, half-baked results, or with a lot of problems to it, is to do what's called the 3-question process. It's 3 questions that you ask yourself. So I'll just show you an example. Yeah. Do you want me to show you an example? Or
I'm writing them down.
Okay, so let's just say, for example, okay, so I want to exercise. I want to exercise twice a week, all right? And a part of me wants to do that for all the good reasons. And a part of me is like, I can't be bothered. Like, okay, I have to, it's time consuming, it's tiring, sometimes it's boring, you know, whatever. There's all sorts of things that go on with it. And so can you see that I have split energy? Like I want, but I don't want to, right? So what you do is you ask these 3 simple questions, and what it does is it brings all your energy on board. And then you have an awesome experience plus awesome results. And you can use this for anything. It's like either things you want to participate in that you have split energy on, or things that you want in your life. Like let's say people say they want money, for example. And if you don't think you want money, check again, because if you've got a family, you need money, right? Don't you notice that every 5 minutes it's costing money? Like you got it. So we need it. So want it. Okay. Because that's the first place to get there. But people might say, if they're agreeable and they'll say, I want money, but then they have their conflicts about it. Very often, the very thing that we say we want, we're just as afraid of having. And that's called split energy, right? Because I say I want it, then I'm split on it. So you can ask 3 questions. Money is a big topic. I give many other processes for it. But you can use the 3 questions on anything you either want to have in your life or you want to do. So exercising is something I want to participate in. So it's something that I want to do. So the first question that I ask myself is what do I want? And I answer, I want to exercise twice a week. Simple, right? That's want to exercise twice a week. The next question that you ask yourself is, why do you want it? And the more compelling your whys are, and the deeper they are, the answers you have to that question, the more you bring your energy, all of your energy on board. So here's some examples. So I want to exercise to strengthen my body and feel healthy. Now I take that and take it even deeper. And so I said, like, so why do you want to strengthen your body and feel healthy? And so because I want to have energy and I want to live longer. If I take care of my body that takes me through this world, chances are that I'm going to live longer because I'm taking care of my vehicle that gets me around, right?
Right.
Like, just like your car. You take care of your car, it'll live longer, won't it? You don't, or it's gonna. So then I go, and so why do I want more energy and to live longer? And so what I answer to that, by the way, these are my answers, right? Everyone's going to have their own answers. This is what inspires me. It's going to be what inspires you in the answer. So because I want to be the best mom and the best teacher. That's why I want to have energy. Okay. So watch how we're trailing down. Suddenly I'm at the point of where I want to be the best mom and the best teacher. Now for me, those two roles are my purpose. I'm already on to something. I'm linking what I want to do to my highest purpose. And now I'm inspired. And then I go even further. So why do I want to be the best mom and teacher? Because I want to give the best of myself to my kids and my students. And now I start to light up because that is what I want to do. And then I go, but why do you want to give the best of yourself to your kids and to your students?
Right.
Because it's my purpose. It's what I believe I'm here to do. It's what gives meaning to my life. It's why I want to wake up every morning.
Yeah.
So suddenly exercises becomes my purpose. That's just by doing the why question. So you ask, why do you want it? Your first answer that comes, and then go, and why do you want that? And why do you want that? And why do you want that? Keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And until you hit the thing that's most meaningful to you. And it'll be different for everyone, but this is what's true for me. That's question number 2. Then we go to question number 3. And by the way, ladies, you can absolutely just try this today on anything you have conflict around. You got to make a telephone call and you know you need to do it, but you're procrastinating. And you know why you procrastinate? Because you have split energy. There's a part of you that wants to do it, a part of you that doesn't want to do it. So start with the questions. What do I want to do? Why do you want to do it? But question number 3, in my opinion, is
can I ask a question? This is a
yes, you can.
So what if I want something for someone else? So should I think of why they need it, or why they want it, or why
the best thing is if you want something for someone else is teach them how to want it for themselves. And then we are each the most powerful manifester for ourselves. To other people, first of all, I wouldn't use this process when it's for someone else. Like I said, there's 35 processes. This is not a one process for everything on Power Series. It's just one, 35. But on Power Series, I really talk about our role in influencing other people's lives. And you are way more limited there. There's no question about it. Tefillah is definitely powerful for other people. But life, you can't override someone else's destiny. You can try to inspire their destiny. But for each one of us, our soul is here for a very specific unfolding life experience. And so when it gets to other people, it gets tricky. If you want to try the power of this process, and everyone that's listening, first try it on your own things, like going to exercise or whatever it is that you want to do. And you feel conflicted, or you're procrastinating, or you notice that you keep pushing it off. That tells us that you've got split energy on it. Because that is my favorite of the 3 questions. Because people don't know this.
Yeah.
Question number 3 is, how would you like to feel? Now, here's the thing. You could actually order up feeling states. Now, oftentimes, part of the reason why I don't feel like exercising is because I feel lethargic and tired. I'm not always in the mood of other people. I'm not always in the mood of being seen or seeing, or, like, I'm not always connected to my body and feeling good about that. Like, there's all sorts of feelings that any activity we participate in could bring up by default if we don't take charge of our feeling states. Here, you could actually say, how would you like to feel? And you order up your feelings. By the way, when you do these 3 questions, it's best to write them down, because everything that you write has more power to manifest than what you just say. So, because that brings it literally into the world of experience. So I write how I would like to feel. I want to feel motivated. I want to feel on purpose. I want to feel present. I want to feel focused. I want to feel connected. Like, when you exercise and you're connected to your body, it's a delicious experience. When you're disconnected, it's like drag, I want to feel in flow with everything, in harmony with the people, with the instructor, with my body, with the music. Like, that's just like when you're in flow and you're present and you're connected, then exercises becomes a delightful experience. And I want to feel grateful. I want to feel grateful to have this service available to me. I want to feel grateful for my body participating in it. I want to feel grateful to myself for participating and choosing to do something that's good for me and good for everyone else in my life. I want to feel graceful. Feeling graceful feels nice. Then you want to participate in the experience. I just want to plain feel loving in that moment. Just feel loving.
Yeah.
Now, order up these feeling states. I'd probably just go to exercise when we get off this call, but it's not my day. But that's how we work it. And again, I tell my ladies, these are not theories. You got to test it for yourself and see the power of it. And one more word of caution, if this is the first time you're doing it, you're going to see change for sure, but it's cumulative. And so you'll see whatever level of impact the first time you try, and you're absolutely going to see an impact. But as you keep doing the activity for other and noticing the way it has made a change for you and the difference it makes, it picks up momentum. So at this point, I could almost just think the questions and get the results that I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's one process based on the principle that if you have split energy, you're not going to get your ideal results, and you're also going to travel at a very slow pace, if at all. This is how you resolve the split energy.
Right. Wow. So the thing is that there's things that you're in charge of. Let's say I want to exercise, so then I want to so that's in my hands. I really can motivate myself, and I can get myself all on board, and I can do it. I can make, but there are things in my life that are out of my hands. Let's say a woman wants to become pregnant, or things that are.
Yeah, I like that one. We had a participant this year. She had a baby after 10 years of secondary fertility.
Wow.
On the Power Series. She used the principles and she had that, because I want to explain something to you, okay? Yeah. And see it like this. We are all magnets. We're magnets, and we are attracting things to us or repelling things to us. When we talk about the inner work, we are aligning ourselves so that our magnet is, that's just going to just keep us grounded. I'm sorry, I don't actually have a way to turn that sound off. Oh, I do.
Okay, good.
Wow.
Yeah,
I do. Okay. So what happens is that we're a powerful magnet, and the more our energy is focused, and what makes our magnet more powerful is when our thoughts and our emotions and the things we say and the actions we do are all aligned. The more aligned everything is, the more powerful a magnet you are. Compromises our magnetic ability to attract things to us that you call out of your control. Okay, it's not really out of your control. You just don't know the rules. But what sorry, I couldn't remember if I was saying what compromises.
No, we're saying like like what if there's something that's out of your control?
So what makes us the more powerful magnet that we are is to bring everything into alignment. And many of us are so split, and things are not lined up, that kind of, so then, like what did this participant do that she ends up getting pregnant, like what you call out of her control?
Yeah.
She mastered her inner work, and she brought everything into alignment. That means that what she wants, how she feels about it, all her beliefs about it are all brought into alignment, and then that attracts that result into her life.
Yeah.
That she gets the successful outcome that she's looking for.
Okay. And wait, so and you're talking before about like and when the answer is no. You said that, but what is you said you
Jenny, that one is much too hard for me to open up on this.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, because without all the background information, it's too hard to understand the principle.
Yeah.
The things that block us off from it, the two main things are our fears and our limiting beliefs. So let's say when I wanted to manifest my house, like my limiting belief was, a Kylo couple just can't have the house that suits their family's needs because, where's the money going to come from? That's my limiting belief. Hashem never said that. He never said, I only give money to people that do this and I don't give money to people who do that.
Right.
We limit ourselves, and that's kind of the idea. But if this is challenging anyone, please know that all the principles I teach, they're supported by Torah sources. I bring Torah sources to support them. And it's much broader than what I just brought over here. Please bear that in mind. But
right, definitely.
Just opens you up to realize that maybe there's something that you're not aware of that you could step into and have a different life experience. Then I'm glad to have said that.
Wow. Okay, Dina, thank you so much. I just want to, as someone who's done I think all of Dina's courses, it's a very special thing to do the course together with a group of women. There's a real special energy of knowing that every week you're on the call with hundreds of women who are going through the same process that you are. It's a very special energy to that. So if this was of interest to you, you're starting the Power Series on October 18th. Is that Monday?
Yeah, this is the coming Monday.
Okay, great. Okay, so and
I'd love to personally invite your audience. Like, join me, just because I can't. In the first place, when I created it, it was like, I can't keep these ideas to myself. I want everyone to know them. I want everyone to live a life of abundance, because I believe it supports the purpose why you're here, as a mother, as a wife, whatever vocation you have, all the people that touch their lives, they touch yours. I want that for you. I really, really want that for you.
Yeah. So it's wonderful just seeing you and seeing like your energy and like I can see just clearly your passion for this. So if women would like to get more information about the course, about signing up, then you can click on the link in the description for this video. Dina, thank you so much.
Anna Jenny, thank you. It's just such an enjoyable hour for me.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much.
Be blessed.
It's wonderful meeting you on Zoom.
Same here.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.